Good evening, Leadwell Legacy. And Melanie, what's the name of your team?
Team Faith Dynasty.
Team Faith Dynasty. I love it. And also Team Advent is here, I'm sure, because Gabby's here. So I see some beautiful faces. Good evening. Tonight we have the beautiful Gabby Salaya Lopez and her even more beautiful success partner, Melanie Reyes, who have graciously agreed to spend some time with us tonight and talk about what they do, how they do it, and how together they have become so successful, how they depend on each other, and all this other great stuff. But before I hand the floor to Gabby, Gabby is a 7-star qualifying diamond coach in her first CBC. She's a 1-star in her second CBC. She's a Success Club 10 All-Star legend with 30 consecutive months in Success Club. Wait a minute, Gabby, hold on. 30, and how long have you been a coach? I just need to hear this.
30.
Oh, 30.
30. 30 as of the 31st. As of the 31st of last month. We have as of 30th of last month.
I think we need to start celebrating like coach anniversaries or something like that. Do something about that. But congratulations. She's also she's a team leader in the Leadership Ladder, and she's also a member of the New York City Market Council. And Gabby is going to have the pleasure now of introducing her beautiful success partner, Melanie Reyes. Thank you guys again. I'm going to mute myself and move out of your way.
Oh.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight's call. We're so excited to be here with you. So let me introduce you to Melanie Reyes, who is my success partner. Melanie is a 3-star diamond coach. She is also a Success Club All-Star legend with 31 months in Success Club consecutively, which means that she started 1 month before I did. She is also a team leader in the Leadership Ladder, and she is also in the Market Council, but she is in the hot weather out in Puerto Rico. She was also a member of the Market Council in Orlando when she was living there. She is a mother of 2 beautiful girls. She's a wife, and she's a military wife, actually, and she is a God lover. So that is the introduction for Melanie.
Awesome. Thank you, Gabby. Well, she kind of introduced me. And so I guess I don't have much to say about my introduction, but I am going to go ahead and share our slideshow that we have for you guys. So first of all, Melissa, thank you so much for having us tonight. Not just having us pour into your team, but the opportunity to have our teams to be here with us, because we feel like this is such a hot topic and something that we definitely want everybody to take advantage of. So a little bit about me, as Gabby mentioned. So I'm a military wife, and I'm a former legal secretary, 14 years in the field, and I can tell you that I hated it. Then I went into full-time ministry. I can tell you that God opened doors to be there. But then I quickly realized that being in full-time ministry, the way I wanted it is definitely not, or the way I desired it, because saying wanting it sounds very selfish, but the way I desired ministry to be like was completely different from what it was. So I quickly got very tired of being in full-time ministry and where I was. And while now, 2 years later, I'm coaching and things like that, and I'm loving the experience. It all started with simply just being sick of myself, gaining weight, feeling tired, working 60 plus hours in full-time ministry. And so I came across T25, Sean T. He's the man. And because of him, I got started. So it's pretty awesome. 3 years later, I am now at home with my husband in Puerto Rico with my girls. I have a senior in high school. Super sad, super sad. She might be moving to New York in just a few months, so I may be seeing Gabby a little more often. And I also have another daughter, Kyla, who's in 7th grade. She is my sports baby. She plays 5 sports. So they both keep me very, very, very busy. And so I'm going to turn it over to Gabby.
All right. Many of you guys already know me. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So many of you guys already know me. I am a full-time Beachbody coach for 2.5 years now. And prior to that, I was in human resources, a human resource generalist. And as a generalist, you do a little bit of everything. And then I got pregnant, and my husband and I, Jorge, here in the pictures, and I decided that I was going to become a stay-at-home mom. And 8 months into that, I realized that while I had never struggled with weight prior to that, I needed to lose the baby weight. And I came across a call to action from my sponsoring coach at the time. And the rest is history, really. I signed up just like Melanie with Focus T25 with Shanti, and I lost the baby weight. And then the transition to becoming a coach was very, very natural. People started asking me, and I kind of just started sharing. And yeah, here I am, full-time Beachbody coach. And the plan was that I was going to go back to work when my son in the picture, Matias, who is 3 years old, turned 3 years old. He is now 3 years old and 4 months. And God is so good to us that I don't have to go back to work. And that's who I am. So prior to us going deep into why we are believers of this partnership, we want to show you what Carl, our CEO, thinks about the Success Club partnership.
Hopefully that works.
Tell me, you do the point. Okay. Why should you have a success partner if you're going to be a Team Beachbody coach? It's very easy to think you're going to go it alone. Life can be simpler if you go it alone.
Oh, no.
Alone, life can be simpler if you go it alone. However, one of the important things about Team Beachbody is accountability. Accountability to your fitness and accountability to your business.
Oh, sorry guys. My internet here at night is horrible.
Do you want me to share it? Do you want me to look for it and see if mine works?
If you have a strong why, you're going to have a reason to wake up Monday morning and engage in the business and engage in your fitness in a compelling, motivated way. But if you have a success partner, those days when maybe your energy is not there, you're going to have somebody holding you accountable to that why. And likewise, you're going to be holding somebody accountable to their why. Doesn't mean that your success partner has to be a part of your business or in your downline. That just needs to be another coach who wants to create some wealth and help some people in this opportunity. I can't stress enough. The coaches that I meet who are the most successful, not just successful one time making Success Club or perhaps making it to elite, but the coaches who do it month after month, year after year are the ones who have a partner in this business, the ones who they can commiserate on what strategies to use to take advantage of the promotions. I guarantee you right now, our top 25 coaches are aware of what we're doing right now, what the promotion is this month, and they're talking about how to deploy it to their benefit. If you want to move your business forward, find a coach somewhere in the organization who can be your success partner. They'll maybe be on the team with you the next time you do a team cup, or maybe the two of you can be friendly competitors. But at the end of the day, a success partner keeps you accountable. And accountability is the difference between being an island in this business, which is no bueno, and being a person that's working with others and getting synergy from the efforts of others. Get a success partner as soon as possible. And cut. Who's your success partner?
I had missed that part. Cut. All right. So how we became partners. So let me give you a little backstory on how Melanie and I became partners. But before I tell you that, when you first sign up as a coach, I'm sure we have some new coaches here. You start to hear, get a success partner, you need a success partner, and you start to wonder, what is this thing people are talking about? Why do I need a success partner? And so as you start to plug into calls or the National Wake Up Call, or you start to listen to past calls, you start to understand that it is a very important partnership. And so I remember early on, in 2014, I started to, work Instagram. I had no idea what Instagram was all about. But later I found out that there's this application called Instagram. And I know many of you have heard it. And basically what happens is that you think people like your pictures, but it's really, I guess if you're using it to attract more people, you can like people's and leave pictures and leave comments without you obviously doing it yourself. It's the application. So one of the top coaches, which I didn't know was the top coach at the time, liked my page, and so I immediately looked at her page and I realized that she was a coach, and I was like, oh, who is this girl? Her page looked really nice, and then I went to find her on Facebook because I wanted to send her a message. And I wanted to ask her, can you be my success partner? Because I was so new in this whole Beachbody thing. I was lost and I just needed some guidance. And so many of you might know her. Her name is Leslie Cortez. She is now a superstar diamond coach. She's in the Millionaires Club. And she actually sponsored Anita Myron. So I reached out to her not knowing who in the world she was. And she was so graceful enough to respond to me immediately, I must add, and said to me, hey, she's like, I'm so flattered that you would want to be my success partner. And then she said to me, I've been working with someone for 2.5 years and that's been, working out beautifully. She's like, let me give you an advice. She's like, this is what you want to look for in a success partner. And she said to me, make sure that you guys have the same goals or similar goals, right? That you're working towards or pushing each other towards, as well as similar lifestyles. Maybe if you're a wife, make sure that she's a wife, or if you have kids, that she has kids, so that you guys have similar lifestyles and you can connect on that level. So I went ahead and started to, my real search for a success partner. I did have a success partner before Melanie. However, that didn't work out. We are still friends, but she is no longer an active coach. So Melanie and I actually met through a mastermind. You guys might remember Cheryl English. We had started a mastermind back in 2015 in January, and they grouped us based on what we were pushing for towards the end of the year. And that's how I met Melanie. I connected with her instantly in that first call. And she also mentioned that she was from Brooklyn. What I missed was that she was living in Orlando. So I got really excited. All I heard was Brooklyn, and I said, this is my girl. So as soon as that call was over, I private messaged her, and I was like, did you say you were from Brooklyn? She was like, used to be. I live in Orlando now. So we started to connect, just through private message. And then our next call, I believe that Cheryl was not available to jump on, but we wanted to discuss, and she was, just as eager as me. We jumped on, and I started to basically, just flirt with her in terms of a success partner. And I was the one who asked her out. And I said, do you have a success partner? Does this mean we could be success partners? And here we are, a year and almost 2 years later, right? So the rest is history.
So like what she's not mentioning is that I actually had a success partner at the time, but it was a few months where my old success partner, in which, by the way, and I really want to make sure you guys know this, being a success partner, like you literally find, it's almost like a sisterhood, and it builds to that. Like just today, Gabby and I jumped into a call and we just started talking about something super personal. And like, finally, I was like, look, I've never really told anybody this, and that's how like you get there. But in the beginning, like, it wasn't like that. It was more like that connection when it came to business. And so with my old success partner, she was at a point in her business where she wasn't as focused. Things were happening, but we were really good friends. So my heart was like, what would be the word? It was like, it was split, because I wanted to be loyal to my friends, because my old success partner and I became really good friends, to the point that until this day we're in communication. We dream about her wedding, and things like that. But then at the same time, like, I have a business that I need to grow. And I knew that Gabby was that person that can help me or help each other get to where we want it to be. So that's super important that, that you guys will know, because sometimes it's easy to make a decision based on loyalty, but truly, is it really what your business needs? So, before we move on, so like, most people have asked me, and actually someone in my team 2 weeks ago asked me, what makes a great success partner? And I said back, and I said, okay, what makes us a great success partner? And I knew we were going to prepare for this call eventually. So like, I came up with this, and I texted Gabby. I was like, do you agree with this? And she's like, dang, are you already prepared for the team call? I was like, I'll tell you later. Just tell me if you agree with this. And she did. So I'm glad, because this is literally like what I truly believe that a success partner is, which is someone that is accomplishing non-negotiable goals. And notice that I said is accomplishing, not wants to accomplish. Why do I say that? Because before they have to be committed to their own business before committing to your partnership and your goals. And that is super, super, super important, because if that person is not meeting their own goals, how can they keep you accountable? And that's something that later on you're going to hear Gabby and I, how we hold each other accountable, or what we think accountability really is versus what we think it is, or we have, built up to. So how do you find a great success partner? So now that you know what a success partner is, how do you find that person? So I put together a couple of our strengths and weaknesses. And so my strength in our partnership is I'm very OCD. And so is she in her own way. She's OCD with grammar. Oh my God, she's OCD with grammar. But I'm very OCD with like our time and like the way we run things. And when we're doing groups together, like I'm the one that's like, the call to action needs to be like I'm very on top of those things, right? And then I'm also the one that keeps us like together when it comes to time management. And then I'm very task oriented. When she asks me to do something, like I help her with a couple of things, I'm like, okay, what do you need to buy? Like I need a deadline. Like I need to make sure that I'm serving her in that area. And of course, my weaknesses, it's volume and placement. While I'm learning and growing, that is definitely her strength. So whenever I need some specific strategies and things like that, when I'm enrolling a new coach, where should I put this person? Where can I put them in the best of their potential and things like that? Like she's really good at that. And then Gabby's strengths is that she's very goal oriented. She knows how to break a goal down to the hour. Literally. And I actually learned that from between Shalene Johnson and Gabby. I have become the reverse engineer queen between both of them. And then Gabby's strength is also, like I said earlier, volume and placement. And she's very strong-minded. She brings that New Yorican into this partnership. And I love that. And I need that because I'm a bendito person. I will find the reason why to feel bad for everything and everyone. And it's something that I'm working on. And I think that she's helping me with. And her weakness, of course, is time management. So if you see, don't laugh, girl, don't laugh. If you see how I highlighted exactly like the two things that we need the most in our business, because you cannot, like, if you don't know volume and placement, then you can't grow your business. You're going to be a mess, right? And if you don't have your time management down pat, because we're not just lady bosses, we're not just girl bosses, like we're moms, we're wives, we are friends, we are daughters, like we need to make time overall. So like what time management is my strength, it's her weakness, and then volume and placement is my weakness, and that's her strength. So like there's something that we definitely complement each other like 100%. And two totally important things, and I feel like that's why it works. So later on, I'm going to talk to you about exactly how like how to find this person, how to go out there and find it. But this is very important that you know that you outline your strengths and weaknesses, and that you know exactly what you're looking for in that person in order for your partnership to work. Because if you have the same weakness, then your partnership and your business is not going to move forward. And that's a fact. You can have the best personality. Like my old success partner and I had amazing friendship, amazing personalities, but we lacked the same weakness. So it was hard for us to get anywhere, even though we had the best intentions. All right. Go ahead, Gab.
All right. So expectations of a success partner, so that when you are going out there to find a success partner, you know what to expect from them, and then they know what to expect from you, right? Because it's a two-way street. So the first thing is that is Success Club. I mean, that is what moves our business forward. So you as a coach need to be hitting Success Club, and they in their business need to also be hitting Success Club. Success Club is a non-negotiable for us, right? In order for us to have a business. So if anyone is lacking Success Club in that partnership, they don't have a business. And therefore, they shouldn't be in a partnership, because what can they bring to the table to that partnership if they're not moving their business forward? So that's number one. You have to, and Melanie, like she said, she's going to go over a plan on how to go out and search for someone. So that is actually something that can be put in that ad where, you know, I've hit Success Club for blah, blah, blah amount of months, so that they are able to see that you are serious about your business, and vice versa, that you expect the same from them. So the next thing is, you know, what are the expectations? That you guys are discussing short-term and long-term goals, right? Why? Because how can this person, keep you accountable, and how can this person push you and motivate you to reach those goals if you have no idea what they're working towards, right? So those short-term goals have to be weekly goals, they have to be monthly goals, they have to be quarterly goals, and just goals, you know, when it comes to your income, goals then, you know, are related to rank as well as the leadership ladder. So I know what Melanie's going for. She knows what I'm going for. And it's important that you are on the same page when it comes to this, because, you know, you will have those bad days that, you know, it feels like the world is crushing down on you. But if that person knows what you're working towards, then it is a great way for them to keep you aligned and keep you motivated and push you. So the check-ins, these are super, super important. You are expected to meet at least twice a week, excuse me. One of them can be, you know, via phone. It can be via Zoom. That's what we utilize, the Zoom. But you know, again, we're both mothers. We both have busy schedules, but we make it a non-negotiable to meet at least once via Zoom. And then the rest of the week, we're either texting each other or we are calling each other. Doesn't matter. But that is an expectation. She expects that of me, and I expect that of her. So you are checking in with each other at least twice a week. What is expected? To discuss ideas. That's another thing, you know. So whatever it is that she is working towards and whatever it is that I'm working towards, we discuss how to get there. You know, try this, try that. So you have to come, you know, with ideas to the table. You have to come prepared to those meetings. Discuss updates. Same scenario with the goals, right? So every single time that we get on the phone, on the Zoom, the first thing is, where are you with Success Club, right? How many people have you helped this month? And sometimes, guys, because it's, you know, this business can be tough sometimes, because especially in the season, depending on the season, you know, maybe when Melanie's girls were going back to school, she might have had a rough time at the beginning of the month, or when Matias started school, right? Those things happen. And so that's why we have each other, so that we can remind each other of our goals and we can give each other tough love when needed. So there are times that perhaps she has hit Success Club before I have, and vice versa. And we'll, you know, we're always texting each other and giving each other updates on Success Club 2, Success Club 4, or what have you. And then if I hit 10 before she does, or vice versa, and she's still at 2 or I'm still at 2, we're like, hello, get to it, you know? And then even if we are having that Zoom call, and we are feeling sorry for ourselves because we're human and it happens, we shake each other out of it. And so that is important. It's a very important expectation. Check on personal development and growth. Super important. If you're not growing internally, you're not growing, outside as well. You're not going to grow financially. You're not going to grow emotionally. You're not going to grow mentally as well as in your rank. So it's important. We always make it our business to discuss our personal development takeaways, what we're reading. We share books. Like, for example, if I'm reading something and I thought it was amazing, I either send it to her or, I say, girl, you got to check this book out, and vice versa. If she comes across a video that she knows I would benefit from, and vice versa, we share. All of our resources, are interchangeable. So we definitely check on that, and that is a non-negotiable because that is one of our behaviors. We keep each other accountable with the business tracker. While Melanie might be using a different tracker, Melanie is very what's the word, OCD, and she definitely keeps track of everything. I might be using something that is easier for me, and then she utilizes another tool. But whatever works, it doesn't matter. But I know exactly what she's using, and she knows exactly what I'm using. But the idea is that we keep each other accountable on those goals. And look at what I've been going through. A lot of this stuff is goals oriented, because at the end of the day, if you don't have your goals written down, then there's nothing you're going after and nothing will be met. So that's why we're very goal oriented in our relationship. We talk about, like Melanie said, we reverse engineer everything, to like the day. And it's very important that you have these goals available for yourself as well as your as well as your partner. You are giving 100% to each other. So I cannot be giving 100% to Melanie and she is only giving me 50%, or vice versa. She cannot be giving me 100% and I'm only showing up 25. It's not fair. It's not professional. And I'll tell you a very quick story about one of my coaches. And, I know this person and her personality is to give, give, give. And when she told me the person she was going to partner with, I knew right away it was going to fail miserably. However, as a leader, you can only say, hey, I think that this might not work because of X, Y, and Z. Or you can say, make sure that you are receiving X, Y, and Z because I know your personality and I know your strengths and you're going to give X, Y, and Z. And sure enough, the relationship failed because she was giving 100% of herself and they were not meeting her 100%. So make sure, guys, that you are giving 100% of yourself and that person is reciprocating and that they are giving you 100% of themselves as well. Another expectation is that you got to dream together. We dream together all the time. We talk business and then we dream together because that's what keeps our goals and our fire and our passion and our motivation just fresh. And it's just as important. So make sure that you are definitely dreaming together and that, she knows what I'm working towards and vice versa. And then finally, we pray for each other. And that's important. I've been blessed to have a success partner. And I tell her this all the time that, is a God lover like I am, because to me, I wouldn't be in this business where I am today if it wasn't for God. And she knows that. And, we learn from each other because of that, because we are both believers. And I definitely, when I'm having a tough time, a very difficult, time in my business or even in my life, there's certain situations that arise. I reach out to Melanie and I'm like, all right, girl, I need you to pray. And she does the same. So, it's important. I know that when my son started school, I had to cancel our Zoom call because I had to be present there. The first ones were, you have to be with them so that they can kind of get used to the drop-off situation. But I was having just a really bad something bad was happening in my business, and I needed to talk to someone, and she was the person I needed to talk to. But unfortunately, the time situation just was not aligning for that week. And so she was very accommodating. And I said, I need to talk to you on the phone. Can you be available? And she's like, absolutely. And, and I was able to just share openly and, be honest with your success partner. They have to know the good, the bad, the ugly of who you are, of where your business is, your weaknesses and your strength, like Melanie says, because then, she was able to ask the right questions from me. And she doesn't need to tell me, Gab, this is what you need to do. No, she asked the right questions, and I was able to determine on my own what it is that I needed to do. And you know what? At the end of the day, we left it up to God, and it was resolved, and it was resolved very, very positively. So those are the expectations that we have of our relationship. And I think that that's what you should have of your success partner as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Gabby. So now let's go over the do's and don'ts, right, in this relationship. So let's say you found somebody and you laid out the expectations. So then what do you do from there? All right. So we're going to emphasize this again. And like, we did this on purpose. And we want you to know that we did this on purpose, because Success Club should be non-negotiable. Because like Gabby mentioned earlier, if you're not hitting Success Club, then you're not running a business. And so it's not fair to you if you're hitting Success Club and your partner's not, or vice versa, because it just means like you haven't gotten the vision of your business, or your why is not aligned. Something is happening. Now, I need to make a quick clause here. If you're a brand new coach, because I'm sure there's people here that are super brand new, maybe within the 30, 45 days or so, like, I'm not going to tell you that this doesn't apply to you, because it sure does. Success Club should be non-negotiable since the day you know about Success Club. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that. However, it's sometimes depending on personality, depending on your training, and stuff like that. Like, it might take you a month or two to get it, and it happens. And I'm not, not everybody sprints from the beginning the way Gabby did, or the way I did, where, I missed 1 month of Success Club, so I didn't know what the heck Success Club was. But let me tell you, the moment I found out what Success Club was, I never missed it again. So if you don't know what Success Club is, you have homework. Tonight, you need to go back and figure out, like, Google it. Like, don't even contact your upline. Like, take ownership and go Google or YouTube what Success Club is, right? But if you're a seasoned coach, I tell you what, you really need to check yourself, check your business, and figure out, what am I doing? Because Success Club is definitely non-negotiable. Because if you're not meeting Success Club, then you don't have a growing business. And you definitely want to grow in business. So that's the reason why we emphasized it again. So another do is you have to have a weekly call. And she mentioned it, and I'm going to say it again, because I think this is my biggest pet peeve when it comes to success partners, when you don't have a call on your calendar. This call should be like a doctor's appointment. Or it should be like, if you have an 8 to 5 job where you wouldn't just call in because you could get in trouble by your boss, and you have 3 strikes, you're out. I don't know how corporate America does it anymore. Like, that's how you should treat this phone call. That unless your child is sick or something really happens, then like that call should be there no matter what. And if you have to cancel, please don't wait until 30 minutes before. Like, we're moms, we're wives. We are, I'm sure in this team, there's moms, wives, there's everything. Like, you need to respect that person's time. Gabby, for example, already knows ahead of time what's happening with Matias, whether there's doctor's appointments or this or that, something happens, she lets me know ahead of time. And if we try to reschedule, we try not to wait to the following Friday. But sometimes the schedules are kind of crazy. So of course, if we have to wait, we'll wait. If not, no big deal, right? We'll make it work somehow. But don't wait 30 minutes before. That is not fair to that person. So be conscious of that. And then, like she mentioned, you have to know each other's goals. I could tell you right now that if Gabby and I went to get on the phone, and we actually do this, and I have my sticky notes there, once a month, I go over my numbers with her, and I say, okay, Gabby, in this quarter, I wanted to recruit these many people. I wanted to help these many emeralds. This is where I'm at. And I give her an update. I don't even wait for her to tell me. I say, this is my update. I'll let you know again, like next month. Because there's someone that's watching me. And there's something powerful when there's somebody there walking the trenches with you. So it's important that they don't just know your goal, that your goal is, oh, Gabby, by the way, my goal is 5-star by November 24th. No, Gabby, my goal is 5-star by November 24th. So this is what I'm going to do. By November 1st, I'm going to be 4-star. By November 24th, I'll be 5-star. Like, there's details involved because I want her to ask me questions. Just like your goals can be vague, your conversations with your success partners cannot be vague. They need to be down to the day, the activities in the day. So that person can keep you accountable. And we'll talk what accountability really is, by the way. And like she mentioned, the PD accountability. So this is something huge on my part because I am still learning specific areas that I know that they have to strengthen in order for my business to get to the level where I want to take it. I constantly use the voice memo feature. And like, for example, right now we're doing the 12-week year. So I'm like, on my way home from church yesterday, I was like, hey, Gab, on chapter 15, it says this. And I was driving her nuts. She's like, I could tell she's like, what the heck is she talking about? She's like, I'm not there yet. What are you talking about? I'm like, I know you're not there yet. But let me just tell you, I get excited. I don't know how to put PD down, you know? And I don't have, and this is another thing, guys, like I don't have little ones. So like my girls, I have a teenager who's a senior in high school and a preteen that's in 7th grade. So like, I don't have a kid on my hip. I don't have a kid that cries for me. I don't have that. I have so much more flexibility that while she does an hour or an hour and a half of PD per day, I do 4 because I don't have the babies, you know, and I have to keep that in mind that sometimes I'm like, man, like we agreed to do this and like we decide, oh, so this is something we do a lot. We may say, okay, watch this video and on Friday we'll give the takeaway. So she gives it to me Monday and then Tuesday morning I'm already like, oh, I watched it and da-da-da-da. And she's like, dang, Mel, like it was due Friday. I'm like, I know. And I have to remember that we're just, you know, we're both mommies, but we're in different areas. And so like PD accountability is huge for us. But sometimes I even have to remember that, you know what, we have to go at a certain pace and you have to be willing to meet that person halfway. And then we do team calls like this, or Tuesday nights we sometimes get our teams together and do some blitz and things like that. And something that's super important that you need to do with your partner, you got to celebrate each other. We celebrate each other like with emojis. Like, you know, that little praise emoji, like when we have Success Club 2, like, you know, and I do this with my team. I'm like SC2 with a DC, you know, with a discount coach. And like, we do the same thing and we're like, yay, go get it, girl. Like, you just helped another life. But for us, it's a big deal. Like we celebrate each other. Like, I don't know, like we just graduated law school. Like, yeah, you know, it's just Success Club 2, but we do it because you want to make that person feel good. It's easy to tell somebody, hey, you're doing this wrong, you need to fix it. So like, it should be just as easy to be like, bro, you're doing a good job. It's the 2nd of the month and you already have a Success Club. Great job. I'm proud to be your partner. You know, like we get it sometimes in our feelings like that. And it's good because you got to celebrate each other, you know? So going to don'ts. Don't expect your success partner to work your business. And don't expect them to remind you to do a power hour. And this is something that I think it's when we have learned of accountability, we learn accountability in the wrong context. And now, especially with the 12-year, with the what is it? The 12, oh my God, the 12, what's the name of the book, Gabby? I just forgot.
Sorry, I was muted. The 12-week year.
The 12-week year. So with that book, like some things, and I know a lot of people in this call are actually doing it, like what we have learned is that you have to learn self-accountability. You have to learn self-accountability before holding somebody else accountable or expecting somebody else to hold you accountable. But the crazy thing to that is Gabby and I have never depended on one another about power hours. And I don't know why, like we like try to help our teams with that kind of accountability when at the end of the day, we evaluated each other recently and we're like, we don't even do that with one another. We say, how you doing with your business? Are you inviting? You know, are you meeting your goals? But we're not babysitting each other. And our success partnership shouldn't be about babysitting. That person and your success partner should not be responsible for your business, period. They are just an added support. Like for me, Gabby is such an amazing asset to my business, but she's not my business. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I cannot blame Gabby if things don't go my way or if I didn't meet a goal. So like last month, I wanted to get 5 coaches and I only ended up with 3 and I was beating myself in the butt for it. But should I have been like, Gabby, it's your fault because you didn't push me to go get 5 coaches? Like, no, that's not how it goes. You know, you got to take ownership. She's just a support system in my business. And then of course, and I'm going to say it again, because to me, this is like, do not reschedule your calls unless you have a real and valid reason to reschedule. Don't let it be because you lost track of time. Like, there should be like an appointment. There should be an appointment in your calendar. Like if it's a doctor's appointment, and you should respect that person's time. All right. And so I want to talk to you about a resource that I know coaches that have done it, that have gone and found their success partners this way, and they have helped. I was told, I don't know how true this is, so I am just gonna say it, but I've seen some people from their coaches, but I was told that a lot of the people from the Dynasty teams, Lindsay Matway's teams and below, the downline, like a lot of people have found their success partners here. And I've seen, you know, people in there. So I think it's true. There's a lot of top coaches in there. If you go into Facebook and you look up Success Partners Seekers, Success Partners Seekers, it's a group where there's it's only for Beachbody coaches. And you might be able to find a partner there. But before I show you how you can make this happen in that group, I am going to tell you this. I am a firm believer of masterminds. Number one, because that's how Gabby and I found each other. But number two, it's an opportunity for you to get a group with a group of 3 or 4 people, kind of like the way we found each other. And you're not committed to a person just yet. You're just kind of getting to know each other, getting to know personalities, because it's not easy just to go on and see if your personality matches this one. But when you're within a mastermind, like what happened with Gabby and I were in this mastermind for like a good 2 months before she asked me out. That sounds so cute. Before she asked me out. But we were there for like a good 2 months before she popped that question. And we were talking every Monday. It was like every Monday at like 1 o'clock. We would be in that group. We would exchange ideas with Cheryl and this and that. And we just noticed how we clicked. So I am a firm believer of masterminds. But if you want to try this resource, here is what you should do. You should request that book. You should read that book. You should request that group. And you should post a picture of yourself and make sure you have a nice bio about yourself that includes your name, your age. You should have the city where you're from. Some people like to find the person in their own city because they're more personal and they like to do the face-to-face and like meet with people, whatever. We clearly didn't care. You definitely want to post your relationship status. Let me tell you why. Imagine if Gabby, who's the mom of a toddler, was success partners with a college student that might have like a part-time job and like goes to school part-time and then is a Beachbody coach. It wouldn't work. They wouldn't have the patience for Gabby and her schedule and everything. They wouldn't. It wouldn't work out. So it's definitely, you definitely have to have your relationship status. If you have children, put on there married with 2 kids. And if you want to put the age, even better. The more detailed you are, the better. So you're not wasting anybody's time and you don't waste yours. And then you definitely want to add your strengths and your weaknesses. And you have to be honest, because if you're not honest, you might end up with the wrong person because they might be looking for something completely different because you weren't honest about your strengths and weaknesses. And don't be afraid. I'm telling you, don't be afraid, because I could tell you that Gabby and I, like, you know, and that's not that I want to keep bragging about our partnership, but like the fact that we're so real about our strengths and weaknesses is what has made this work. Okay. And then of course you write a little bit about yourself and the qualifications of what you are looking for. And that is so key. You don't want to, if you're an emerald coach, you know, you want to get somebody that is, you know, going to diamond or star diamond. Like, you know, I have a coach in my team who's like, I wouldn't mind getting somebody that's an emerald if you know, she's a diamond. She's like, I wouldn't mind finding somebody that's an emerald as long as they're a stable emerald and it's like on fire and they have a goal for like the next 60 days, you know, and stuff like that. So make sure that you're super close in goals, and be like very detailed on qualifications. Like, don't be afraid, because again, you don't want to waste somebody's time and you definitely don't want to waste yours. So does anybody have any questions? And I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, awesome. Oh, there's like 2 pages, so I don't know how we can go about this.
I guess they can unmute themselves or write in the chat if they have any questions for us.
Awesome. Let's see. I'm trying to move these pages. Melissa, where are you? Okay, there's Melissa. Awesome. So does anybody have any questions for Gabby and I, or something that maybe we didn't cover? Like, be honest. Like, we really feel like this, like I mentioned earlier, like Gabby and our partnership is a strong asset to my business, you know, straight up. So like, if you have any questions, something we didn't cover, something that, anything, we're here.
I'm so happy that we had this call because this totally solidified my why of not having a success partner yet. No, honestly, because I was like, am I being too, I'm very much like Gabby in the sense that I have to like read like fine print and know that I'm being there for somebody if they're there for me. And I knew I didn't have that in me. And I probably would have done what you mentioned so many times, Melanie, was cancel calls because I had a really crazy schedule. And I had a success partner. And honestly, I felt like I was cheating on her because every week I'd be like, I am really sorry, but I can't, I'm going to have to, you know, she thought I was crazy, I think. I swear. Because I worked events. So if one of my clients would come to me, my client trumped my success partner. You know, that was my job. Mm-hmm. So I'm so glad that I didn't do it because now I'm following your rules. And I actually just joined that page, which I had no idea about. So thank you for sharing that. And I hope to ask somebody out. Like,
yeah, she was pretty fearless about it. Trust me. So, Vanessa, you just said something, and I just thought about something, and it'll come to me. But Monica, you have a question in the chat. Hold on. Go ahead, Monica.
What's the page again?
Like, obviously, Melanie, I bug you all the time about this, so maybe just, you know, Gabby, like, just to get more insight on it. My issue is that I was scarred, one, and two, I have tried to look in those groups and stuff like that, but I just haven't found anybody yet that I've clicked with, one. Two, I'm really, my time managed, like, I don't have a lot of time, so whoever I find needs to really be consistent, how you guys say, have the expectation of not missing like the calls. But when I go on these like seekers and stuff like that, I get people who are just wanting to commit like at the moment, and I can't do that right now. I can't just commit to one person not knowing what I'm getting into. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
I don't really know. I'm kind of
like
stuck in a rut because I'm a diamond. And I'm a diamond, and I need to get out of this like success partner rut that I've been in for quite some time, and I just don't know how else to get out of it.
All right. So, well, number one, let me just say that, like Melanie said, I'm her fourth success partner, and she's my second, right? So don't be afraid to try out. Give yourself a trial period, you know, and be straight up with the person and say, hey, listen, I've been in a partnership before and it didn't work out because of X, Y, and Z. These are my expectations. And I think that if you're honest up front, they know what to expect from you and what they can expect and what you're expecting from them. So I think that it's important that you give yourself a time frame and say, hey, let's try this out for 30 days, or let's try this out for 60 days and see how it is. And then let's evaluate, you know? And then the other thing is, like Melanie said, you know, make sure that when you are reaching out to someone, or even, I mean, yes, you have the Success Partner Seekers page, but there's the Champions page. I've seen people put ads there, right? So whatever pages that you belong in that are Beachbody oriented, don't be afraid to put the ad there too. And then interview, it's like an interview. You have to be a match and then be able to say, I've had a failed relationship before, but I'm really looking to make this work this time around. And I only have half an hour a day, half an hour a week or an hour a week, you know, to meet. And so that time has to really be respected. You know, you want to come prepared to tell them what it is you're looking for, what it is you're pushing for, what your goal is, what your why is, and then expect the same in return, and then try it out. And if it doesn't work out, next. Because at the end of the day, this is your business you're looking out for. So if it's not working for you, and like I said before, if that person's not giving you 100%, then you're doing yourself and your business a disservice. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm still friends with my my first success partner. She's no longer a Beachbody. Actually, I don't even know if she's still a Beachbody coach. But the bottom line is that had I been, you know, feeling bad that I was breaking that relationship up to start a new one that I know was going to help me move my business further, I would probably, you know, not be in this relationship that I am with Melanie and really just, you know, rocking our businesses out. So I think that you have to be selfish when it comes to that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's my advice.
Okay. And that's why I said, Monica, that you have to be like, if you're putting up a post, first of all, try to connect to other masterminds. So like, you know, ideas for masterminds, guys. Like finding a mastermind is not hard. The Beachbody Champions page, post on there. Hey guys, I'm a diamond coach pushing for 2-star by the end of the year for the New Leader Conference. Is anybody here trying to do the same? Let's get on a mastermind. Find it. It's not hard. Like, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid. You know, there is actually a group for those of you that are on this call. If you didn't know this, there's a group out there that is for people that are pushing for the New Leader Conference, and they're in this group and they're pushing each other and things like that. Like, there's ways to find places. Try to mastermind first if that's really your fear, where you're not committed to one person and you're just kind of like flirting around, as we call it. But also, if you do put out an ad, you know, a success partner ad, that's why I keep saying be detailed and don't be afraid. Like, don't feel bad for being as detailed. I think the more detailed you are, the more it narrows down to getting any wrong people. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does. I think that what especially what happened to me with this last time was when I did an ad like that, is that I had 2 people who literally wanted me to do like everything 100% with them. And I'm like, I don't have a lot of time to start remodeling what I'm already doing. Like, I kind of need somebody that I can just kind of merge together, but in a nicer sense of the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were just so eager. Like, they came out of Summit, and because of the Summit, I can't remember which hall I was in, but because of some of the talks in Summit about how the success partners do literally almost every single thing together. And I'm at a point in my business where I'm already running something, and I don't want to halt what I'm doing to start doing something together with somebody else versus, you know, slowly progressing to kind of creating that type of partnership of doing things together.
No, and I agree with you. I think that in a new relationship, you can't do that because you're still feeling each other out. Like, where Melanie and I are, like, we've been in this partnership for almost 2 years. So I know what her team is about, and, you know, and she knows what my team is about. So we know what my team needs, and I know what her team needs. And so we're able to, like she says, put trainings together and say, okay, this is going to be good for our team. You know, as opposed to you meeting somebody, you don't know their team, they don't know your team. And so it'll be harder to be able to cater to, you know, to everybody at that level. So I think that it's fine. I mean, it's not going to work out the gate. You know, you keep interviewing people, keep putting ads. It's okay. You'll find somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
One last thing I wanted to mention. I actually have the notes from Summit here. So it's interesting because on that page that we keep talking about, Fit and Funky, Danielle Tony, and Julie Boris, I believe is her name. So they're success partners, and they gave this amazing training at Summit. I don't know who made it to this training, but basically, I feel like they messed up a lot of people's minds, including mine, because I remember coming home like, Gabby, we got to talk. Like, we got to do some things that they're saying, you know? And while I wanted to implement a lot, I realized, you know, I said back, and before, Gabby and I haven't even gone over those notes, even though it's been on my to-do list. By the way, guys, I forgot to mention this in the presentation. Like, I'm OCD, so like, one of you will, and when I say one of you, like whoever you are, like whenever you find a partnership, if you don't have one, like someone needs to come prepared to talk about whatever you guys are going to talk about. Like if you just sit there like, okay, so what are we going to talk about today? It doesn't happen that way. When we show up Fridays at 10 a.m., I have a list, and I keep a list for both of us. Like she'll send me a voice memo. Hey, Friday, we need to talk about this. Awesome. Okay, it's on my to-do list. Like I keep it to the list because that's just how I function, right? So like going back to the summit thing, sorry for the parentheses, going back to the summit thing, like they were like, you should be doing everything with your success partners, clean eating groups and challenge groups and trainings and this and that. So like people came back from summit and that page went crazy because now everybody's like, oh, this is awesome. Like they feel like it's going to be less work. No, it's more work because now you got to create content that you both agree on. And you don't want that. If something's working for you, keep doing it the way it's working for you. And then you just work together on the things that you know you can work together. So Gabby and I recently talked about doing a challenge group together, but the way our calendar works, our team calendar, they don't mesh. So we just said, forget about challenge groups. We'll just continue to do, leadership training, and we're okay with that. So Melita, I was looking for my notes because you mentioned something about how you kept rescheduling calls, things with your old success partner. One of the things that really struck me, and I realized how important my partnership was with Gabby, was in this success partner workshop at Summit. Something that I think it was Fit and Funky. She said, as a person, I have my most important titles are, number one, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a coach, and I'm a success partner. And I sat back and I remember sitting back and I'm like, man, that's powerful. Like you hold yourself to that standard. She's not holding me to that standard. And I think this is where the commitment comes in. I'm holding myself to being the best success partner for Gabby. For myself, like for my business, having her as an asset, as I keep saying, but being that person for her, because sometimes it's easy. Like she mentioned earlier, the whole 100% thing, like, you have to give 100%. It can be about you. It can be about your benefit. It has to be a mutual benefit. So that was what I wanted to tell you earlier.
Yeah, that's where I was falling short. She was there, I wasn't. So I was like, well, before this ends up in a bad divorce.
That's okay, but now you know.
It happens, you have to both be serving each other. And I think that you have to be honest with each other. If you're not giving 100%, then you have to come to the person and say, you know what, I'm just not serving you the way that I should be as a success partner. And maybe this is just not working out right now, unfortunately.
And that's a scary question. And that's a scary question. Gabby, how many times have we asked that question straight up? Mm-hmm. We've been there.
A few times, yeah.
I don't want you to think that this has been a walk in the park. There's been a couple of times where she straight up has been like, dude, if I'm not serving you, like by all means, let me know. And she's told me this where I'm like, wow, like she has said to me, one time she said these words to me and I was reading them and like I wanted to cry, but she's like your business is important to me, Mel. So if I'm not serving you, for you to go to another level, like by all means, like we can cut it off. Right. And I was like, no, wait, that's not what I was trying to say. Hold on, you're misunderstanding my words. And like I just felt like I'm about to be served with divorce papers, like that's not. But we've had.
You're like, I don't need a fake success partner.
This person, this is hard as it is. I'm kidding, but we have had those honest conversations, and sometimes you have to have them, and that's okay. Like if that's what's gonna move your business forward, I think we've only had that conversation twice, right, Gabby? I don't think it's been more than that. But I can tell you that we've come back stronger as a partnership. So that's it. I'm gonna shut up. Sorry. Can you tell me you're passionate about this? Of course. She's my fourth success partner. Of course I'm passionate.
That's why when I was putting together the list of calls, I'm like, Gabby and Melanie. I know how Gabby feels about you. I mean, I really had never heard your side of it. Oh my God, this has been amazing. Seriously, I think we've learned much more than what we bargained for. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having us.
I don't want to go to sleep tonight. I have a success partner.
Don't make your ad. Go get your ad.
Oh, I am. Yeah.
Get it done. So I'm gonna stop recording, and then I'm gonna send this PowerPoint to you guys so you guys can have the sample ad. And if that's the route you're planning to go, that can possibly help.
Thank you so very much. Thank you guys for joining us tonight too. We really appreciate it. This was awesome. Usually a call goes more than half an hour and you see people like jumping off. I haven't seen one person jump off. Everybody's just been like, this is great. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Have a great night, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.